Hi, welcome to Compose It, Fordham's online writing tutorial series. This lesson is on understanding the conversation, an essential part of making an argument. When you are trying to figure out your argument or position on your topic, one helpful way to think about it is, what are you positioning yourself against or with? In other words, how would you know your position on a topic when you don't know what is out there already? What are people already saying about this topic? What's the conversation surrounding this topic? In order to find out about this conversation, you'll need to do some research. See what other people are saying or claiming, and what evidence they point to, and what reasons they give. Based on the materials you've used as sources, you should establish what the standard or most current view of the topic is. Then, once you've assessed the conversation, your next task is to figure out your stance or your position within the conversation. Do you agree with what's being said? Do you see new evidence that might help people see or understand the topic in a new way? Let's talk more about what a critical conversation really is. It's an ongoing discussion about a topic being studied or researched. Think of this discussion in two ways. It could be real or actual. It could be published in an article, or a discussion at a conference, or a discussion in your class. Or it could be supposed. It could be conventional wisdom or general knowledge or a supposition or assumption that the author you want to address. Anytime you write an academic paper, you want to contribute to this critical discussion or conversation. The following lesson shows how you might apply this idea of entering a conversation to writing a paper about literature, but the concept applies to all fields. In literary scholarship, a critical conversation may be about the text itself. For example, most critics say that To Build a Fire is a classic example of the man versus nature narrative. It could be about the author of the text. Jack London is widely characterized as a naturalist writer concerned with the way human beings are determined by their nature. Or it could be about one or more of the themes of your text or your topic. Man versus nature narratives often emphasize man's spirit or instinct for survival. It could be about images found in the book. In literature, fire imagery often symbolizes both creation and destruction in the hands of the human being. None of these sentences are arguments that you'll make. These are topics and conversations going on about your topic already. When you make an argument about a text, first you have to identify that conversation you are entering. For example, most people read To Build a Fire as a conventional man against nature narrative. Then, establish your position within that conversation by making a claim. However, I argue that London's story is more precisely about a man's battle against his own limited and undeveloped imagination, which leads to his rejection of culturally transmitted knowledge. So now we're arguing against the idea that this story is a man versus nature narrative. Then you're going to articulate some reasons why your claim is valid. Could be 2 or 3. In this case, I give 2 reasons. You could read them now. Then you're going to supply your evidence. You're going to take the quotations that support those reasons you just gave. Now finally, you're going to make your conclusion about how your claim adds to this conversation that you entered. This answers the so what question. Here's a conclusion. This alternative reading of To Build a Fire highlights London's achievements in exploring the importance of imagination and storytelling for human survival, and helps us complicate or understand our understanding of literary naturalism.